Hello, wonderful friends. Welcome back here at La Arnis Kitchen and Food Creations. Today, I'm so excited to share my formulated bibingka mixture. This is very easy to make, and of course, it's delicious. Making bibingka, it's super easy. So there's a lot of variation in making bibingka, depends upon the cook or the person. Okay, so this is my very own formulated mixture, and I would simply love to share this to all of you at this point. Now, what are the very basic ingredients that we have? Okay, first of all, the traditional bibingka back home in the Philippines, it is made of galapung. Galapung is a rice mixture, like they will soak the rice overnight and then they're going to grind that traditionally. But of course, here in North America or even at the Philippines, they will just buy rice flour in the market. If you don't have rice flour, simply you can use all-purpose flour, but I will give you a little bit of explanation at this time. Now, this is tapioca starch. So I put eggs. You do not use that kind of starch or flour because this is cassava. So the consistency is different. Okay, now this is the traditional rice flour. So regular rice flour. So we are going to use this one. So I'll put check. Okay, don't use glutinous rice flour because you will forfeit its purpose. X. Okay, now what we will do is we will combine cake flour, because this is special type of bibingka. I have to use cake flour and the rice flour. Now, there are certain people, they like to combine glutinous rice flour. That's fine. They can always go ahead. Whatever makes you happy. Okay, now I am going to combine rice flour. So we will use this one. And so we'll try to eliminate these two packages here. So we will use that one. And together with my cake flour. So this is my cake flour. 1 cup of cake flour. If you don't have cake flour, you can use all-purpose flour. Okay, there you go. Here in my clean dry mixing bowl, I have to use my simple whisk. Okay, so or ladle or spatula, you can use that one in combining your mixture. Okay, but I would love to use this simple whisk. Now, I am going to use rice flour, which is 1.5 cups of rice flour. That you can always buy this from the Asian store or some other grocery stores. They carry this too in your neighborhood. Okay, so rice flour. So this is 1.5 cups. So 1 cup and a half of rice flour. Now, if you think that there are some lumps, so you can use your strainer and you can sift your dry mixture. But I'm confident that my dry ingredients, they don't have lumps. But of course, we still have to mix them thoroughly. So this is 1 cup of cake flour. Now remember, I want my bibingka special or espesyal. So I use cake flour. Now, if you don't have cake flour, because sometimes cake flour is a little bit pricey, use all-purpose flour or plain flour. Then I am going to add 1 cup of white granulated sugar. You can adjust your sugar. Let's say you can use 3/4. It's up to you depending upon your sweet tooth. I'll be adding 2 tablespoons of baking powder. So this is 1 tablespoon and another tablespoon in that far left makes 2 tablespoons of baking powder. There you go. Add the dry mixture together. And I am going to add 1 teaspoon of sea salt. I use sea salt, or that's fine salt or iodized salt. So I use 1 teaspoon. All together lovely. So simply whisk it. Maybe maybe for 30 seconds until all your dry mixture is well incorporated. Okay, friends, before I forget, come join with me as I'm going to preheat my oven. So let's put bake. Normally it's for safe baking purposes, normally it goes to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, but we need to bake that into 400 degrees Fahrenheit. So we'll set that aside so while it is preheating. Okay, after that, wonderful friends, I am going to add 5 eggs. So I use large eggs. You can use 4 eggs if you want, if they are extra large. I am going to add vanilla extract, maybe 1 teaspoon. There you go. And then I am going to add 2 cups of coconut cream in a can. So you can also use fresh coconut milk if you want. So now in this particular can, there's 400 ml, so that's equivalent to 2 cups of coconut milk. Now you can use fresh milk, but the creamier one that you can use. You can also use heavy cream. You can combine between milk, coconut milk, and water, as long as the consistency is at least your liquid is 2 cups. Wonderful friends, I have here, this is equivalent to 1/2 cup of unsalted butter. You can use salted butter if you have availability in your pantry. So I'm going to melt this using my microwave, maybe for 30 seconds. So this is equivalent to 1/2 cup. Into my microwave. Set that for 30 seconds. So it's done. We'll try to take it out. There you go. So I use unsalted butter, so that's best. So whatever brand you want to use, simply you can always go ahead. So this is 1 cup of melted butter. So what we will do next is simply we will just mix it all together lovely until there will be no more lumps and it will be smooth and silky. Mixing doesn't really take that long in the process of doing it. Wonderful friends, I just mix the batter mixture good for 1 minute, and look, the consistency is beautiful. There's no more lumps. So this is good to go. After this, wonderful friend, I am going to add 1 cup of grated cheddar cheese. You can use whatever cheese you want to use. Could it be the cheaper one, or the cheapest one, or the high grade quality of cheese? Okay, there you go. Then simply mix it. Mix it well. Maybe for 15 seconds. There you go. If you really wanted your bibingka to be special, then of course you try to get some access to the cheese, because that will make it so special and creamy. If you don't want to use or if you don't have coconut milk, simply use evaporated milk. Okay, there you go. So the cheese, they're fine because there are some little granules or that cheese. That's fine. That's how it should be. Okay, this is good to go. Now, what will be our baking pans? So this is my baking pan. I got this from the Philippines. So I have 4 of them, so I just need 2 because we're going to divide our batter mixture. If you don't have this kind of baking dish or baking pans, No need to worry. Simply use, if you have torta molders, you can always use that and just line that with leaves, banana leaves. To be more authentic in our bibingka, okay, I use this banana leaves. So this banana leaves comes all the way down from the Philippines, which I'm very grateful that I can still have the access from my nearest Filipino stores here in my area. Now, the reason why I'm making it or naming this one Regina Bibingka Espesyal because I live in the city of Regina. Okay, so I wash this one. So if it's frozen, defrost it naturally over the counter. So I wash the leaves and then simply try to wipe it with clean cloth. So I'll have to put that one here just to form it. Then take out this one. And then I will cut the edges here. So I'll try to trim the edge here. There you go. Beautiful. Now, lovely friends, when you don't have by any chance banana leaves, you can use parchment paper or even aluminum foil up to its point. Well, bibingka can be very authentic once you line that with banana leaves. Okay, now we will divide the mixture into two portions because I have here my two baking dish. Okay, so I will just put this one here. So wonderful friends, this is our first dish. There you go. I have prepared two baking dish, so I divided into two portions. Now for our toppings, I use this cooked salted egg. So I have to put this on top here. And of course, I have here some cheddar cheese. So salted egg and cheddar cheese for this one layer. And then this one, once this is done or cooked or baked, I am going to top that with coconut macapuno strings. This is a special type of coconut. This is very delicious into that one dish. So I'll have to arrange my eggs here and repeat the same procedure. So friends, this is our salted egg toppings. And this one, we will just leave it like that for now. Set that aside. And here, I'm going to top that with cheese 10 minutes before the fully cooked bibingka will be over. So I have here my sliced cheese. So into the oven at 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Our oven is now ready. There you go. And I'm going to close the oven. Oven is closed. So once the oven is open, so the entire heat it's gone. So I have to wait for at least 1 minute before I'm going to set my timer. So 1 minute after, I'm going to set that for, let's say, 35 minutes. It also depends upon the size of your baking pan and the thickness. Set that aside. We'll wait after, let's say, 34 to 35 minutes at 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Dear wonderful friends, after 25 minutes, so there's remaining 10 minutes. I have to reduce my heat into 350 degrees Fahrenheit. From 400, reduce it to 350 degrees Fahrenheit once 25 minutes passed. Okay, wonderful friends, 5 minutes before the final baking output, I'm gonna take the other bibingka and top that with cheese. So there you go, wonderful friends. I'm gonna take the one on the left side. Okay, these are my cheddar cheese that I'm going to top this into my bibingka that has salted eggs. Unfortunately, the salted eggs, it went down. Okay, but that's fine. At least it's filled at the bottom part or at the middle portion. So I'm gonna add my cheese here. So I'm going to put this back. But remember, this is the one with the salted eggs. So the salted eggs, uh, it sank. And so, but that's fine. At least we have the salted egg in between filling. And then I'll have to put this back into the oven to cook or to finish the entire minutes. Okay, friends, time to get our bibingka. So I'll have to take this so you can see up close and personal. It's really beautiful, lovely friends. Look at the cheese. And this one is for the toppings for this will be coconut macapuno strings. So, but I'll have to let this cool off first, cool off completely before I have to add the toppings. Okay, this is now the output. Now in this portion here, I have to let it cool off prior to adding coconut strings, but I'm gonna wash some or brush up some salted butter or unsalted butter, whichever. Same here, a little bit. Okay, set that aside for now, and this one will concentrate on adding some coconut macapuno strings. You know, friends, this is very, very optional, I should say. You can just simply add grated coconut or niyog or kinayod na niyog or lubi, kinagod nga lubi. Then you're good to go. Okay, wonderful friends. I'd like to thank you very much for watching La Arnie's Kitchen and Food Creations. And I hope you have fun as you always watch me presenting simple ways of doing kitchen stuff here through baking and cooking. So stay safe, stay tuned. I would like to say shout out to my good friend, Adoy Arnold Sombilon in Sambuanga, Sibugay. So he's a good friend of mine. Adoy, this is simply for you. I hope darling Glorilyn Friheliano Sombilon will also take some time to cook or to bake this for her family. Okay. Thank you. Love you guys. And thank you very much from Larnie's Kitchen Food Creations. Stay tuned and I love you guys.